Hello guys, welcome again to the channel. Today I want to share with you some of the most recent news about related to the conflict in Ukraine, and this one called my attention. As you know, there is this group of soldiers, mainly for the Azov regiment in the Mariupol steel plant called Azovstal. So this Azovstal iron and steel works is sealed, is surrounded completely, and they cannot go anywhere. Recently, Vladimir Putin rejected the proposal to attack directly the plant, try to get the remaining soldiers out. And but the interesting part is that there has been some actually several announcements from the soldiers in this area claiming that there are civilians inside the Azovstal. This has not been verified, so it's just kind of anecdotal statements because in several times it has been published even in the media that Russia has offered humanitarian corridors to evacuate people from Azovstal, and they still claim that there's a lot of civilians there. I wonder if that is true or not, to be honest. But there is concern from my point about even the United Nations delegate went to Russia and talked to Putin directly about this. Like, what is there in Azovstal that is so important that even the United Nations, is interested in that? That is so suspicious, so strange, to be honest. Because if there are civilians there, why are there in Azovstal? Probably they are just human shields. That's my opinion. I don't know the truth about this. I just consider that is extremely intense the interest of everyone in these people that are in Azovstal when they have no regard for the security of civilians anywhere in Ukraine, but Azovstal receives the bulk of the attention. So let's see how that comes out. And I wanted to mention this story because it's very interesting. This is a story from people, the Roma community, they call them, is people that have some Romanian ancestry, but most of them are what they people call them gypsies. So the gypsies are usually not very well seen. They don't have a very good reputation in many countries in Europe, not just in Ukraine. But I consider this particularly interesting because this article mentions that people from this region of Ukraine that has a lot, very good number of people from Roma origin. Roma is another way to call the people that have gypsy ancestry. So they changed the name gypsies for Roma. So that's to avoid the confusion. When they say Roma people is gypsies. And what happened here is that they want to prove themselves as loyal to Ukraine, so they are serving in the army, no? And they have this expectation that Ukraine will treat them differently, but actually, what they are mentioning here is that the media is not, doing any publicity about these efforts. honestly, this is the first time I hear about this. In my opinion, the Roma community is being discriminated. They don't have very good living conditions, and in some cases, they have been openly targeted, especially by the Azov regiment. The Azov regiment has been very active in attacking directly this community. Violent actions have been, done against them. But they believe that somehow serving in the army is going to provide some boost to their reputation, but I don't think this is going to be the case. There is a historical precedent that when the people that were serving with the Germany, Nazi Germany, especially in this part of Ukraine, this is the western part of Ukraine. For those of you who don't know, this is the border of Ukraine with Romania. No, in this area is the border with Hungary as well. So in this region is where the anti-Russian sentiment runs higher. Now this is the region where Lvov, the city of Ukraine, is. This is the capital of the resistance that were fighting with the Nazi Germany, and they were murdering, all these people that were minorities. So I don't think this will change in a positive way. So in a way, it's heartbreaking to see this kind of news that they want to portray themselves as fighting for Ukraine, but they are not going to get any benefits, in my opinion. They're trying their best, but nothing is changing. Not in a positive way, definitively. Let's see how things go. And this is a very funny story. Funny because Poland and Bulgaria, they're saying that they say they're expecting gas to be cut on Wednesday. Wednesday is today, and they are expecting this gas to be cut because they are refusing to pay. So I don't think that is kind of illogical or even outrageous to expect. If you don't pay, you don't get the service. I think that will make more sense. But why it is making news, I honestly don't know. They don't want to pay. They don't get the service. It's very simple. They are shooting themselves in the foot. So now they have to live with the consequences. I don't see how these politicians think. They probably they don't think, in my opinion, they don't think about the benefit of their people, companies, anything that will be affected in the economy of these countries, which is not the best. Bulgaria is one of the poorest countries in the European Union. Poland, a little bit in the lower end also, so I don't know what they are doing there, right there. And then there is this interesting news about Transnistria. If you don't know what is Transnistria, I will mention some basic information. So Transnistria is a region that is bordering Russia. How to say, Russian population that is living in Moldova. Moldova is the poorest country in Europe, and it is a very small country that is located between the border of Romania and Ukraine. And right there is a small area that has a significant number of Russian speakers, including Ukrainian people and Russian people. And when there was the dissolution of the Soviet Union, this section of the country decided that they were going to become independent. So this region called Transnistria is not recognized by any country, is not officially recognized, and the importance of this part is that there is um, there is a significant depot of munitions for there are large arsenals of Russian munitions, and these are usually for long range, so artillery munitions, as far as I was able to research. And let's take a look at what this journalist that is called Yuri Butusov, he created this highly dangerous speculation, and he was saying that Ukrainian army should attack this region, Transnistria, and these are the six reasons. He says, 6 reasons for this operation. So the 6 reasons that he mentions here are capturing many thousands of Russian military for exchange. Um, Officially, I think there are about 1,000 Russian military there that went to the region after the conflict between Moldova and this region, and their purpose is to be peacekeepers, to avoid further escalation. And it has been kind of quiet for a long time. So this is his proposal, that he says that if Ukrainian army goes there, they will have a lot of Russian prisoners of war. And the other one is that they will liberate the region and transfer it under the control of Moldova. So this is his idea, that doing this will be of benefit for Moldova, and they will eliminate a black hole on the border of Ukraine, because they are, claiming that there is a lot of, I don't know, maybe smuggling, and they say that Russia benefits from it. I don't see how Russia can benefit from this, but that's the allegation. And this is the interesting part. They want to capture large arsenals of Russian munitions. Apparently, in the region of Transnistria, there sits the largest munition of all of Europe. Like, and this is the plan. The guy that he's proposing this plan, that he says this will help Ukraine, especially because these munitions are Soviet era munitions, so they will be compatible with the current artillery that Ukraine still has, if there is any left. And they say that the two brigades that guard the south of Ukraine from an attack from Transnistria will be freed, so they could be redeployed to other areas of the country. And they say that this region is a source of international terrorism, which must be eliminated. I honestly don't know where that comes from, but this is again just provocation, and I don't think this will have a very good reaction from either side. It will be very irresponsible if Ukraine did something like that, and will certainly call for a very hard response from Russia. And I don't know how Russia will react to this as well. So let's see what happens in the following days. And then we have this strange character which is called James Hippie. He says he's proposing that Ukraine should attack inside of Russia, like logistical lines, logistical supply lines, and he says that he supports that idea. He speaks for himself, but he's part of the government, so that's why it makes it worrisome, these kind of declarations, because it's encouraging Ukraine to do something that will not have good results that we have seen already. So, but this is ratcheting up, the already heated atmosphere, to make it even graver. And this comes from this guy that was recently there in Ukraine. So this is the Defense Secretary of the United States, Lloyd Austin, warmonger, well-known warmonger, and that's why he's a defense secretary. You know, there's nothing defensive about the United States military, but anyway, this guy says that he's leaving the possibility of Ukraine applying for NATO open. So again, more provocation. And then what you need to see here is that there is a pattern. So you see all these news separately and you think, okay, what they are trying to do is they are trying to create a stronger response from Russia. They are provocating them. They want this kind of reaction from Russia, which I really don't know what's the plan, but what they are trying to convey, in my opinion, is that unless Russia takes the entirety of the territory of Ukraine, Ukraine will join NATO, Ukraine will become a nuclear state like they threatened to become, and it will become a problem for Russia and probably a problem for all of Europe. Where what do you think is going to happen to all those weapons? But they don't care about that. They just want to weaken Russia, as they openly admit it. So they want to kill every Ukrainian soldier as long as they get their goal done, which their goal is to weaken Russia. So just pay attention to this, because this is really sad. They don't think about Ukraine. They don't care about Ukraine. They care only about themselves, and their profits, war profits. So let me know what you guys think. And as always, I ask you to please like the video, share in social media, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you for watching.